All right, welcome to episode 118. In this episode, we're going to learn three things about life from green eggs and ham. But first, while I was shopping, I came across a couple of products that I just feel compelled to talk about. So we're going to do that random thing about these products now. All right, so about these products that I came across while I was shopping. This first thing is a container for water. I realized that when I was walking down the aisle, I was like, what is this thing? Aqua tank. Oh, it's a container for aqua. I get it. And then I noticed that it was 7 gallons, and something went off inside me. Something went off. I was like, 7 gallons? This will probably only bother like one other person in the world, but I was like, 7? Where did you get 7? I thought, well, maybe it's metric. 26.5 liters. It's like, it's not 25 liters. That would have made sense. You know, that's a nice, I guess I like round numbers. 1 gallon, that makes sense. Double it, 2 gallons, makes sense. 4 gallons, that makes sense to me. 8 gallons, or 5 gallons, or 10 gallons. But, you know, you can have that 2, 4, 8, 16, and you got the 5, 10, 50, 7. 7 gallons, I don't know. Probably way too big of a fuss over this. Next, I found this mat. It unfolds to be 200 times as large as the container. 200 times bigger. 200 times bigger. It's for 2 or more people to sit on. You know, I happen to be able to interpret this marketing language. When it says 200 times bigger, what it means is you're never going to get it back into the storage pouch. That's what that means. 200 times unfolds to be 200 times larger. That means you're never getting it back in the pouch. Next is this tent. I had to look up what yurt was, and the definition tells what yurt was, but I think a part of the definition is you got to dress like you're from the 1960s if you're going to use this tent. You can't use this tent unless you dress like you're from the 1960s. Last thing, here we go, last item. I saw this at Walgreens. I went to Walgreens this morning. I saw this. I was like, wow, that's a Band-Aid ad. She's got a Band-Aid on her shoulder. And she's got goggles on her head, swim goggles, which means the Band-Aid won't come off if you're swimming. But also I noticed, this is probably my photographer, I zoomed in, I was like, she has on eye makeup. Now, I know there's such thing as waterproof eye makeup, but is there goggle proof? Did someone make goggle proof eye makeup and just not tell me about it? I mean, like, why would they be telling me about their new goggle proof eye makeup anyway? But goggles, eye makeup, Band-Aid, I don't know. Just kind of left me going, I'm confused. Which is not, it's not unusual. Me being confused. Kind of goes with the territory. Think too much, confuse yourself. That's what happens. All right, one more thing before we get to green eggs and ham. Before we get back to green eggs and ham, the swishing video really took off. Swishing. First day had probably more views in the first day than most of my videos have, and so I created a cafe press. I'll talk more about this later, and I've come up with a product line, which we're calling the Air Snod product line. So it's got T-shirts and flip-flops and lots of mugs and water bottles. So if you really want to get on board with the swishing video, I'll talk more about the cafe press. I'm going to actually talk about how I made the logo in about 30 minutes. I came up with the logo, maybe less than that. that's for another video. All right, now we got to talk about some green eggs and ham stuff. I looked up that it is in the public domain, so it is. They renewed the copyright. I think it was originally in 1960, and then they renewed the copyright, and now that copyright has lapsed, and it is in the public domain. So green eggs and ham as a backdrop for three important life lessons. So let's get in and let's go do that. You may be wondering what the Grand Kankakee Marsh has to do with green eggs and ham, and the answer is pretty much nothing. But there's a picnic table here, and I'm gonna sit at it. And most of the time when I come here, I don't have very many people who, you know, interfere with my video. Although a few minutes ago, as I was getting ready to sit down, the park manager guy came by with his leaf blower, and yeah, it's kind of an anomaly. But Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. So 3 things you can learn, 3 life lessons you can learn from Green Eggs and Ham. Now, most people remember this story, but there's some subtleties in the story that you may have missed. We have this guy Sam-I-Am, and if you spell that backwards, it's mas. That sounds like it would mean something in some language, but if it does, I don't know what it is. But Sam goes riding by on one of Seuss's characteristically ambiguous things, and he rides by. He's got a Sam. He's got a sign that says, "I am Sam." And then he rides by this guy who appears to not know him. This is the first point about Sam. Sam has a passion for green eggs and ham. And that passion is so strong, it changes the way he behaves. And that's the first point. The first life lesson from Green Eggs and Ham is you need to be passionate about something. Apparently, this guy is a stranger. And Sam immediately begins evangelizing green eggs and ham to him. Sam is so sold on the idea of green eggs and ham that he wants to share it with this guy who appears to be relatively a complete stranger. And Sam allows his passion to alter his course of action. I've said in other videos, if you believe something, do you believe it enough that it changes the way you act, the way you behave? Throw some examples out. This channel. Do you like this channel enough to subscribe to it? Do you like this channel enough that you tell other people about it? Do you like the videos? Do you comment on the videos? These are evidences of a commitment to this channel. If you're passionate about your school academics, do you take notes in class? Do you review your notes? Do you look at the syllabus? Do you look at the agenda and see what's coming and see what's about to happen? If you're passionate about your academics, it will change the way you behave. If you're passionate about a vitamin supplement, do you tell people about it? Do you tell people? Is there something in your life that you believe in so much that you tell other people about it? Sam-I-Am was passionate about green eggs and ham. I forget what you call those birds, but they are, shoot. I should remember that. That's one of those things I've learned in life and forgotten, the name of those birds. The second life lesson from Green Eggs and Ham has to do with the other character. Now, apparently, he doesn't know Sam. Sam comes by and he has this surprised look on his face, and then he immediately makes a decision. That's Sam-I-Am, that's Sam-I-Am. I do not like that Sam-I-Am. He makes a decision before he knows anything about the situation. He makes a decision based on a first impression. And we can talk about first impressions. That could be a whole nother video. What kind of first impression do you want to make? But the character in the chair makes a decision about Sam. He does not like Sam. And we learn later on in the book, Sam says, would you try them? Would you just try green eggs and ham? Throughout the whole book, all the way up to page 53, the dude in the chair is saying, I do not like green eggs and ham, but apparently he's never even tried green eggs and ham. Now, when you make a decision about something before you know anything about it, that's called prejudice. You are prejudging a person based on, they're in the choir, so they must be this way. They're in the band, so they must be this way. You make a decision about someone before you know the facts. They fit a particular demographic category, and immediately you think you know what they're like. My stepdaughter's ginger. She rattles off all the stereotypes about ginger. She owns some of them. She's like, you know, we just have really bad tempers. It's not necessarily the case, but when you make a decision about somebody before you know them, when you make a decision about somebody based on first impressions, when you make a decision and you let that decision change the way you live, I will not try green eggs and ham. Finally, the dude in the story says, if you will leave me alone, I will try them for the first time. I will try them for the first time if you leave me alone. Page 54. Now, this brings us to the third life lesson. The third life lesson from green eggs and ham. If you are Sam, sometimes persistence pays off. Sometimes perseverance and persistence. Sometimes you have to keep on trying. You have to keep on doing. You have to keep on working at whatever it is that you're passionate about. If you're a musician, you're trying to learn that run, you're trying to learn that new scale, you're trying to learn that new fingering for whatever. You sometimes have to persist. Sometimes you have to persevere. You have to sometimes work through hard, long, hard times until you get to the place where you can do it. Sometimes if you have something in mind for someone that might make their life better, you have to stick to it for a long time. Now, there's a fine line between persevering and being annoying. There's a fine line between being persistent and being some kind of psychotic whack job who just, won't let something go. But Sam was passionate about green eggs and ham, and he believed that green eggs and ham were a good thing that this guy in the chair would like, and he persevered. And his perseverance ultimately paid off, because what we find out is that dude in the chair, I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam, I am. So the guy in the chair actually comes around, and once he gets past his prejudice, he realizes, I like green eggs and ham. Who knew? 3 life lessons. If you're passionate about something, you need to let it change the way you behave. If you're passionate about fitness, if you're passionate about getting in shape, if you're passionate about losing weight, if you're passionate about increasing your vocabulary, if you're passionate about your faith and what you believe, if you're passionate about your theology, all of these things need to change the way you live. Prejudice is going to blind you to opportunities. If you decide about things before you know anything about them, who knows what you're missing? And sometimes we have to persevere. Sometimes we have to persist. Not in a crazy, creepy, psycho way, but in a way that says, I want this to happen. I want this to be best for me or best for someone else. So those are the 3 life lessons from green eggs and ham. Passion, perseverance are good things. Prejudice, not a good thing. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with other people who would enjoy it as well. Leave me a comment, a question, and I will see you in the next episode. Swallows, they're called swallows. All right, so I heard a comedian one time who said, green eggs and ham, Dr. Seuss was the first rapper. He was like, would you eat them in a box? Okay, so if I get some encouragement, from some of the viewers, I will make a rap video to green eggs and ham. I'll see if we can follow up on swishing or something, but yeah. So if you'd like to see that, let me know. It just occurred to me that these are the only keys to the Tahoe. If I lock these keys inside the car, there is no backup plan. So I'm gonna have to come up with a backup plan. I might get a key copied. Even if it won't start the car, that would unlock the door or something like that. No backup plan is a bad plan. That's your bonus. That's your epilogue tip for the day. Let's shut this video down and get out of here. So 3 life lessons. 3 things you can learn from green eggs and ham. I'm gonna check and make sure that camera is rolling.